So, guys, are you able to see my desktop?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So, welcome to Make Me Sharp training session, Rajshekhar and Muzaffar. So, this is really nice to have both of you in my training session here. So,
Okay, thank you.
so that is one thing. And coming to this training session, what I want to cover in this .NET training session is so basically I would start with .NET fundamentals, like what is the .NET and what we can do with the .NET. What are the types of applications we can develop with .NET, and from there once we understand the .NET fundamentals, then I will take you guys into the C# session, where I will give the complete introduction or uh, complete session with respect to the C#.NET, and after that I will make you guys familiar with ASP.NET, and from there with the help of this ASP.NET and C Sharp, I will give the kind of introduction or learning concept for SQL Server. So how we can write the how we can create the database, how we can work with the tables, how we can work with the store procedures. That all I can give it to you, and after that, so attendees. Okay. So I'm just mute you guys here. Once if you want to talk anything, you can unmute and you can speak.
Yep.
Okay. So yes. So once we're done with the C#.NET, SQL Server, and ASP.NET, at that particular point of time, you have an enough knowledge with you to build one simple kind of application. So even it's not for a simple kind of application, you will be in a position to develop any kind of application using the .NET. So with that kind of technical knowledge, I will help you guys to prepare one project in ASP.NET with the help of C# language. So that project I will provide that project with coding standards, whatever the coding standards we have, whatever the coding standards we are following in our software development methodology. That I will explain you. Based on that coding standards, we will prepare one ASP.NET project, and from there what I will do is I will make you guys familiar on ASP.NET MVC. So which is the latest technology using in .NET to build our next generation web applications here. So that is very essential for a .NET developer to learn MVC in order to stay up to date in the market. So that in that part also I will help you guys to understand the difference between the ASP.NET and ASP.NET MVC, and with that MVC knowledge, I will help you guys to prepare one project which we already did in that particular ASP.NET. So I will help you to redesign that particular ASP.NET application with ASP.NET MVC, so that you can have a clear understanding what was the drawbacks of ASP.NET and how we are overcoming that into our ASP.NET MVC. That's where we can understand the exact difference between ASP.NET and ASP.NET MVC. And at the end of this particular ASP.NET MVC project, so in order to work any kind of real-time applications, we usually take the help of this WCF services and web services. So I will make you guys familiar on that particular part as well, like how can we write WCF service or web service, or how we can consume that already written, already developed particular WCF or MVC, sorry, WCF or web services into our application. That part also I can help you guys to prepare or consume that WCF service or web service. So this is all the points which I'm going to cover in this .NET training session. So entire training session probably take 45 to 50 days. So I need you guys help in order to complete that thing as well. Because without having any breaks, if you continue this session, so it will take 45 days of minimum time to complete this .NET course. So that same kind of effort also, I will put my effort from my end to complete this training session with whatever the topics I want to cover. At the same time, if you put your effort to learn the things, that will be really helpful for both of us. Okay. So that is the thing. And after that, once we complete the entire training session, even once we get started the training session, I will give the training materials to you guys where you can see all the kind of information. If you see here, if you click on this make me shop under tutorial section. So it will list out all the categories of technology like .NET, MSBI, and project management and business analyst. That kind of all available technology in Make Me Sharp, it will listed out. So in that, if you choose this .NET, if you choose this .NET, it will give the all the tutorials related .NET technology. Whatever the concept which I explained now, the concept which I am going to cover: C Sharp, ASP.NET, ASP.NET MVC, WCF for web services, and SQL Server, and sample programs of C Sharp as well. So the important of and sample programs of C Sharp is so if you go and attend any kind of interview in .NET with C Sharp, so they will definitely ask to write particular programs in interview perspective. So I gathered all the kind of sample interview programs, and I prepared that for the Make Me Sharp trial. Okay. And at the same time, usually people will ask some kind of SQL queries also into the interview perspective. That all I have prepared here. And at the same time, a very important thing, which is general interview questions. So if you go and attend any kind of interview, so what are the prerequisites we have, and how we need to answer the questions for the interview, and that sample so that sample answers also I have provided here. In that way, you can easily understand how to face the interview. So if you see, you can really understand how much effort we put to prepare this general interview questions. So you can have a look here. And so once, as I told you, once we done this, you will have all the kind of training material with you guys. Okay, so this is all the concept which I want to give training on this particular .NET. So So let me first start with the introduction of .NET here, and in between, if you guys having any questions, you can feel free to unmute yourself and you can ask here. Even till now, if you have any kind of questions, you can ask the question here. So Rashekar or Muzaffar, do you guys having any questions here? Whatever the concepts I want to cover and whatever the things which I need to cover in the .NET, I already explained to you guys. If you guys having any
Mhm.
questions, you can
No,
ask it here.
as of now, no.
Yeah,
Until now.
yes. So let me move. Let me move the training session from .NET. What is the .NET here? So as per Microsoft standards, as per Microsoft documentation, so here we can say .NET is a software development platform developed by Microsoft. So in the year of 2002, that Microsoft introduced one software development platform, which we will call it as .NET. So let me repeat again. If anyone asks about what is the .NET, we need to explain them. .NET is a software development platform or technology developed by Microsoft in the year of 2002. So it is not a language, or it is not a web technology, or it is not a just a Windows application platform. It's not like that. It's having all the kind of environment built in that particular .NET. That's where we are calling it a software development platform or technology. It's not a language. We can't say .NET is a language. We can't say .NET is a only web application. So it's a platform, development platform or technology from where we can build a variety of applications. So how I'm saying that variety of applications is, so with the help of the .NET, we can able to build the console applications, we can able to build the web applications, we can able to build the Windows applications or desktop applications, or we can able to build the Windows services, and at the same time we can able to build the web services with the help of .NET, and also we can able to build the mobile applications or uh, WPF application and Silverlight applications, and also we can able to build the this kind of Excel add-in development as well. So Office components development also we can able to develop here. I can write it. So Office customization. Office customization development also we can able to provide here. Okay. So let me go back and see whatever we just discussed. So, as per the .NET introduction, what we can say here is .NET is a technology where we can build a variety of applications, or we can say .NET is a software development platform. With the help of .NET, we can do variety of application development. So I have listed out all the varieties of applications here, like console application, Windows application, and at the same time web application, Windows services, web services, mobile application, WPF application, Silverlight application, and Office customization data. So let me go through each and every type of application development where we can take the help of .NET. Okay. So let me start with the console application. So how we can define a console application here? Any type of Conjal application, if you take, it doesn't have any kind of look. It doesn't have any kind of rich look and feel. It is just an black screen where it can accept the input and it will retrieve it will give the output. Okay, so Conjal application means it doesn't have the great look and feel, or it doesn't have any controls inside it. It just have a window where it take the input from the end user and give the output to the end user. So for example, if you type the Windows R uh, in our system, you will see one. If you type the command CMD here, it will open one dialog box. It will open one application here, which we will call it as a command prompt. With the help of this command prompt, I can perform variety of operations. For example, I want to move one file to the another file, or I want to delete one file from one place here, and I can also do some kind of other system related operations with respect to the installation as well. So if you see this application command prompt, it doesn't have any kind of images, or it doesn't have any kind of great look and feel. It just have the black screen where it is trying to accept the input from the end user, and it will give the output with related to the command. So this kind of application we can able to develop with the help of .NET. So this command prompt kind of application we can able to develop with the help of .NET. So any questions here? So one type of application which we can develop with the help of .NET is this command prompt console application. So this kind of applications also we can able to develop with the help of .NET. Okay. And coming to the other one, web application. We are very familiar with the web application or website in our regular activities which we are performing in our daily here. So in that case, what is this web application? So a web application uh, a web application is an application which target and run on the web server, which target and run on the web server by accessing the web browser. So we can define web application in such a way, uh, any application which is target and run on the web server by accessing the web browser, we can call it as a web application. So here I use two terms here. One is a web server and another one is a web browser. Okay. In order to work with any kind of web application, we need to have two things. One is a web browser and second one is a web server. So in order to host, once we develop any kind of web application, to deploy that web application in order to access through the internet, we need to have a one web server. Basically, we can call we can take the example of web server as IIS, Internet Information Services. Okay, and Apache also having their own web server where we can have Tomcat server and some other names also there. So with respect to the Windows or with respect to the Microsoft, we have one web server which we will call it as Internet Information Services. Okay, so that IIS will automatically comes along with our Windows operating system. We no need to install that IIS into our machine. It will automatically come along with the Windows operating system. Okay, and I used another term related to the web application, which is this one, like web browser. So what are the web browser here is I already built one assume that I already built one web application or website. I hosted that web application into the web server. In order to view that website or web application, we need a browser. So browser, we do have a lot of browsers available in the market. So we can name it as Internet Explorer or Chrome or Mozilla or some kind of Opera browsers. Okay, so here the role of the this browser is whenever if you see if I type the any kind of URL like makemeshop.com, it will send a request to the web server, and if that request is available, whatever the request we made, that page is available in the web server. It will get the response from the web server in the kind of HTML. So that HTML it will make me sharp.com. So how it will do is how it will work in this application. When we type the www.makemesharp.com, the browser, like here we are using the Chrome browser here, the browser will send one request to the web server, where our web server is IIS. In terms of a .NET, as obviously we are using the web server as IIS. The request will go to the IIS, where our make me sure it will verify whether our make me sure page is available or not. If it is available, it will return that page in terms of HTML. So the role of the web browser in terms of Chrome is it will display that particular HTML page like this. It will display that particular HTML page like this. That's where we can view the our website or web applications. Okay. So this is the this kind of websites or this kind of web applications we can able to develop with the help of .NET. So second thing what we are trying to understand here is so any kind of application which is target and run on the web server and able to access with the help of web browser is called as a web application or website. In terms here, so we can take any kind of examples. So we can take the makemeshop.com as an example for this website, or we can take the google.com as a google.com as a example, or we can take the msn.com as an example. Okay, so this is the thing. And coming to this other type of application, what we are going to discuss here is Windows applications. So let me give an example of example or overview of Windows application. Any application which is target on the particular operating system, any application which is target on particular operating system, we can call those applications as Windows applications or desktop applications. So where how we are saying that Windows applications here is whatever the .NET applications we are targeting, that means desktop application we are developing, that will obviously target on the particular Windows operating system. That's why we are call it as Windows applications. Any application which is target to run on the operating system base, which are called as desktop application. Here we are giving the name as Windows application, means that application is target on the Windows operating system. That's why we are calling it Windows applications. So general name for that for those applications are desktop applications. Okay. So these desktop applications, how we can build, we can take the help of .NET and we can build that applications here. So whatever the application which we are using, GoToMeeting. So once we install, it will automatically work in a particular operating system. So similar way of Skype, if once we install that particular application, we can work with that particular application in our system, which will target and run in that particular operating system. So here, in order to work with, in order to access or work with this Windows application or desktop application, we no need any kind of web browser, because it is not taking any help from the web browser in order to work. It will only target on the particular operating system and it will run accordingly. So that is what desktop application. So example, we can say a Skype or GoToMeeting or some other application which we are working in our daily activities. So that is one other type of application which we can able to develop with the .NET. And the other thing what we can able to develop the particular .NET is Windows services. Let's see what is this Windows service. So again, how we can define the Windows services? A service which runs on Windows environment is called as a Windows service. Okay. Let me give an so clear understanding of Windows service. If you press the Windows star in our system, so if you type the services.msc, if you click on enter, you will able to see a list of all the services which are running in our machine, in our system. So these are all services which are running in our in order to work smoothly for all our application. These are all services which internally run in the background process. Okay. So if we want to develop such kind of services, there is an ability in the .NET to do that. This kind of services also we can able to develop with the help of .NET. So which we are call it as Windows services. Okay. So let me repeat again. So if I want to develop any kind of service which is target on the Windows operating system, that kind of services also we can able to develop in the .NET. Okay. So example, what we can see it, all the services here. So for our internal purpose, all services are running here. These are all we can take it as an example. So for general purpose, what we can say is, so in our laptops or in our laptops, we do have a kind of birthday alarms which can be help us to remind our friend or relatives' birthdays. Such kind of services also we can able to develop with the help of .NET. Okay. And other thing what we can able to develop with the .NET is web services. So Here I already told you in our training process we are going to cover WCF services and web services. Let's first understand what is the web service or WCF service. Assume that I'm building one application. There I want to implement one functionality. So assume that I am performing calculations. I am performing mathematical application where I need to perform addition operation, multiplication operation, division operation, and some kind of subtraction operation. What I want to perform. So if I develop a logic or business logic for the particular scenario, but for that particular scenario, if I choose the .NET, if I choose the .NET as a platform, or if I choose the C# as a language to implement that particular functionality, what will happen is whatever the code I am going to write for the particular functionality, that can be accessible with that particular project or that particular application only. Whatever the functionality which we are going to implement, that is limited to that particular functionality. So assume that there is another project which I want to implement the same kind of functionality which I already developed in another application. So we already developed one application. In that we already use all the kind of mathematical operations. There is a need to reuse that particular operation in my another application as well. But my code is my logic has been written in C# language with the help of particular Windows application or web application. If I want to reuse that, what I need to do is I need to copy that particular part of the code and I need to place in my another application. That's where I can reuse that one. Assume that there is another chance to reuse this particular logic in another application. At the same time, you need to do this copy paste and implement same logic in third application as well. Likewise, if I want to reuse the piece of code, every time I need to do the copy paste and need to build the same logic in another application. Instead of doing this kind of application development like copy paste the same logic in each and every application, so what we can do is we can build a common service where I can write these are all mathematical operations. Once I write this all mathematical operation in that particular service, wherever I need whatever the project I need or wherever I need the same kind of logic, what I can do is I can simply add a reference for this web service and I can call whatever the methods available in this particular web service. That might be the addition, that might be the subtraction, that might be the like division, that all kind of mathematical operations we can call from this web service. So this is the reusable component here. Once I build that one, I can make use of that particular service in any kind of application. And that is where we can call that web service is a distributed service where we can distribute our functionality in related applications. Hope you understand here. So the intention of this web service is provide the common service to the related applications. Whatever the application want to reuse that particular functionality, we can reuse that particular functionality here. So the best example what I can say for this web service is the PayPal web service. So see, the PayPal web service, they built one service to accept the payment. We can reuse that a particular functionality, payment functionality through our all kind of applications. Like I can able to call that application from the .NET application. I can call that PayPal web service from the Java application, or I can call that PayPal web service from the PHP application as well. So it's a kind of it is a common logic where we can reuse that in all the kind of applications. It's not related to the only .NET. So if I develop my web service in .NET using the C Sharp, I can call that web service in any kind of technologies as well. Java, PHP, some kind of other technologies as well we can able to call it. That's where we can call this service as a distribution service. Okay. So if I want to, simply what I can say is, I have a common functionalities which is helping, which gonna help in all kind of application. Instead of writing that same common logic in each and every application, what we can do is, we can build that piece of logic in one web service, and we can call that web service in any kind of applications. That's the intention
Okay.
of this web service. Okay. So, but if I write the logic in one application, I can't call that a logic in another application. So, but that's why we are building the web service from where we are reusing our code, which will reduce a lot of effort in our development as well. So that is the web service here. And we know, like we have the mobile applications where we can develop those kind of mobile applications with the help of .NET. So we can simply say any application which is target and run on mobile, we can call it as a mobile application. Those kind of applications also we can able to develop with the help of .NET. In Visual Studio, we have the option to select the mobile application development. If we select that, we can able to develop the mobile application in our .NET. Okay. And also we have similar kind of desktop application which we can call it as WPF application. So it's also it is also a desktop application where I already mentioned on top, but here we do have the great look and feel with the great look and feel and some kind of better functionalities. We have a concept called WPF application development, where the full form of this WPF is Windows Presentation Foundation. So this WPF application is also a desktop application. The difference between the Windows application and this WPF application is in WPF there is a good look and feel application, and at the same time we have the we can apply the animations for our desktop application. With the help of WPF, we do kind of animations for our desktop application. And at the same time, in terms of development, we can use the binding concept very easily in our WPF applications. So that is one other applications we can develop with the .NET.
Okay.
And also, if you see here, I have mentioned that Silverlight applications. So Silverlight application is nothing but a web application where I already mentioned on top. So the difference between that Silverlight application and the web application is, so here the Silverlight application is having the good look and feel and animations here. Similarly, that WPF, we can have the animations. We can have such kind of animations or we can apply the good look and feel for our application with the Silverlight. So currently, Microsoft is not providing the support to the Silverlight application. It is, I can say, it is a deprecated technology in terms of Microsoft. So previously, it is having the great demand in Microsoft language, Microsoft technologies, but due to some kind of security restrictions, Microsoft stopped to give the support for Silverlight applications. So going forward, whatever all the applications already developed in Silverlight, that gonna be redesign in another languages, another technologies, not another languages, another technologies. We can able to migrate that applications. And last, what we can say is, so Office customization development also we can able to develop with the help of .NET. So what is this Office customization development is? So as of now, if you see, I just open the Word document here, Microsoft Word document, MS Word document, where I can see the home, insert, page layout, like ribbons. I can able to see it here. So if I want to develop my own ribbon in such a way like this, if I want to develop any kind of new ribbon for my specific functionality, I can able to develop such kind of ribbon in our .NET. Those we can call it as Office customization development. So similarly this home, if I want to develop any kind of new add-on or add-in applications for my Word or Excel or PowerPoint or Outlook, those are all we will call it as Office customization applications. We can develop such kind of applications with the help of .NET. So this is a great feature which Microsoft provided for all our Microsoft Office components. So for Office components like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and OneNote, for all those things we can able to develop the add-on applications or add-in application with the help of .NET. Those we will simply call it as Office customization development.
Madan bhai, this
Yeah.
this Microsoft Word Office customization development, is
Yes.
this developed in the Word is developed in .NET?
And
Like,
no, it's not like that. So Word is not MS Word or MS Office is not developed in the .NET. But if I want to extend the functionality,
okay,
so I have the ribbons here. So home is there and insert is there, page layout is there. Like that we do have the ribbons here. I want to
okay,
add one more ribbon with our required name. So for example, I want to add one more ribbon here to do the some kind of functionality here. Whatever the functionality I want to do, for that I want to build one kind of ribbon here. For that,
okay,
I can give the name, I can give the kind of buttons, I can provide the functionality for them. So such kind of development also we can able to develop in .NET.
okay, okay.
So I already have the Word document. I want to extend the functionality for that. So whatever the
Okay, we can
functionality,
add.
yeah, whatever the functionality I already have, that's not meeting my criteria. So I want to
Mhm.
extend that functionality in order to work smoothly. In such a way, we can use this Office customization. Okay. So this is the introduction of .NET. So instead of simply explaining about .NET and examples, I took long time here to explain the concept so that you guys are having the understanding here. Let me summarize the topics here, topic in this particular .NET introduction. So if anyone ask you guys what is the .NET, we need to tell them .NET is a technology or software development platform where we can build a variety of applications. So console application we can able to develop, web application, Windows application, which we also call it as a desktop application, and Windows services we can able to develop, web services we can able to develop, mobile applications, and the next version of this Windows application is a WPF application that also we can able to develop, and Silverlight application and Office customization development and etc. So whatever the list I have given, so it's my knowledge only. So in .NET we can able to develop some kind of other functionalities as well. So for some other kind of development also we can able to develop. So that's I can say extra development from the Microsoft. So basically for a .NET developer what we are working mainly is this web application and the so sometimes we can work the Windows or WPF application and web services, and if we want to move to the mobile development we can make use of this mobile applications.
Right.
Okay. Those are main part which we can work in the .NET. Web application, Windows application, or web service. These are three important things which we are working in our development aspect. So in somewhere like there are less scenarios where we can work with the Office customization. So mainly if you get uh, any kind of development from the Microsoft, so there is the chances of to have this Office customization development as well. Okay. So this is the introduction about .NET. So do you guys having any questions here about .NET?
Till now there is no question from my side, Madan bhai.
Yeah. So Rashikar, are you fine with this introduction? Rashikar, seems you are in mute.
Rajshekhar. I think Rajshekhar is not available at this time.
Okay, fine. So that's fine. He is in call, but he is not available.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are all things what we can develop with the .NET, and
Yes.
here we do have the other section which we can call it as .NET components. So under this .NET components, we have three major categories here. One is .NET Framework, and another one is ASP.NET, and third one is Visual Studio. So .NET components can categorize in three sections here, three categories. One is .NET Framework, ASP.NET, and Visual Studio.
Okay.
Okay, so let's try to understand what is this .NET framework. Then we can move with ASP.NET and Visual Studio. So majorly the .NET components can be categorized into three: .NET framework, ASP.NET, and Visual Studio. And if you see here, if you take the .NET framework, we can call the .NET framework as a integral Windows component supporting building and running the next generation application. The .NET framework is nothing but a integral Windows component, means it's a software where we can where it gonna give the support to build and run the next generation application. Next generation application means it's a extended version of technology development. That kind of applications we can run or we can build with the help of this .NET framework. So how we can get this .NET framework in our system is once we install the Visual Studio into our system, automatically particular .NET framework version also will get installed. Okay, so
Okay.
here for each and every .NET, for each and every release of Visual Studio, there is a release version of .NET framework.
Okay.
For each and every version of Visual Studio, there is a release version of .NET framework. So if you consider Visual Studio 2002 release, there we have the version of this .NET Framework 1.0, which was introduced in the year of 2002 here.
Okay.
Okay. So what is this versions here? What is the use of this version? Why we are talking about these versions here is see for the first time when Microsoft introducing that particular .NET, they came with the kind of features which going to help our development. And later, as generation is moving on and days are passing, so whatever the existing things introduced in the .NET, it may not up to date or it may not the standpoint which can help our next generation of application. To consider that Microsoft continuously improving their development with respect to the .NET. Okay, so
Okay.
that it will be the up to date in the market as well to compete with the other competitors. It also need to improve their end. Microsoft also need to improve the .NET by providing the new features in the releases. So that's where for each and every release, Microsoft adding the new functionalities here. In .NET Framework 1.0, it listed out all the features. So where the first version of .NET Framework is so 1.0 with .NET Framework 1.0, which is released on year 2002. Here if you see 1.0 and 1.1, but if you see here we are seeing 2.0, 3.0, 3.5 like this. Somewhere we are seeing the 1, 2, 3, but in middle we are able to see 1.1 or 3.5 something like this. So the difference here is if you see if Microsoft consider that particular release is a major release, that means it has the more features added or more changes happened for that particular release, the particular framework release, they can treat that release as a major release. If it is a major release, that will increase the number like this. If I have the 1, and it will be like a 2.0. If I have 2, it will be like a 3.0. That means that major version. If
Okay.
I
If we
take
have
the
done.
correct. So major improvement that particular .NET, particular Microsoft done with this .NET. So if it is a minor improvement where they applied just fixes for existing release or some more new features added, and they are not considering those are the major features. At the time they are releasing in terms of minor versions like this 1.0, 3.5, we see here 4.5, 4.5.1. So this is also very minor version. So here the 4.5 is minor, and again if we say 4.5.1, which is a very minor version of .NET framework.
Okay.
So that's where
Then
we can have the .NET framework here. And the recent version of .NET framework is .NET framework 4.6,
then
which comes with the Visual Studio 2015. Okay, and Microsoft is going to release the new version of Visual Studio in March this month itself as a Visual Studio 2016.
Okay.
Okay, so that's where we can have an understanding of .NET framework here. So again, I'm repeating what is this .NET framework. So .NET framework is a particular software where it can help to build and run the applications. To build and run the application, we need .NET framework. How this .NET framework come into our system is once you download and install the Visual Studio in your machine, you will able to see the .NET. It will automatically install the .NET framework. So now I'm saying that Visual Studio here. So here that Visual Studio is nothing but a developer environment where it will help us to develop the new applications. It might be the Windows application or web application or web service or mobile application. We can take that development environment to develop our application. We are using that development for our we are using that Visual Studio for our development. So this
Hello,
is
Madan
the
bhai.
yeah.
Madan bhai, this is Muzaffar.
Yes, Muzaffar.
Yeah, Madan bhai, as you have scheduled the session in the night time for me,
Yeah.
so I was currently working as you have started not to delay anything. So I stopped my work and come to the
Okay,
class.
okay.
I'm at the back side of my working side, and I was still with you for 1 hour 5 minutes. So I need to go back now. So because my break time is over now.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
I
sure.
appreciate that you have started a session for me, and
Yes, yes.
hopefully I will continue this session with you.
Yeah, yeah.
And today, whatever you explain about .NET and about the .NET framework,